Alright, dude, it is 4 a.m. and I just pounded through so much podcast stuff, so I'm ready to go to sleep. But I'm first going to record this video and then we're going to get onto it, okay? And by it, I mean sleeping. Alright, chances are if you're watching this video, you are a human. And I know what you're thinking, oh my god, he's onto us. But as a human, it's really easy to think irrationally. The truth is, life is less about the hand that you are dealt, and it's more about how you react to it. There are plenty of things that you can do to frame a bad situation into a better one, and not only will this make you happier, it'll also make you more successful. I got one life rule I'm going to share with you guys today, and it's something that I try to live by myself, but it's also something that I don't see a lot of other people living by, and I really think they should. My name's King, and I'm currently on a mission. Most people think that growth on Twitch is all luck. Those people don't know what they're talking about. You see, there are a lot of channels on the internet that provide you tips on how to grow online, but rarely do you get to see somebody start from the bottom utilizing these tips and watch their channel grow. That's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to prove that it's not luck, and if I can do it, then you can do it too. Alright, I said it in the intro and I'm going to say it again. Life is all about perspective. If you surround yourself with people who are always thinking of things negatively, then you are going to become a negative person. Beyond that, if you don't believe in yourself, then you are going to majorly cripple your chances of ever being successful. And those are just two facts of life, but a lot of people don't believe this, and I think that's okay. I think the reason that they don't believe in this is because they don't really understand what being a negative person means. It's okay to be negative sometimes. It's okay to think of situations poorly. Everyone does it. But if somebody is consistently framing situations in a bad light, then I think it's time for a change in mindset. I think a lot of people really take for granted the time that we are living in. Technology is literally incredible. You know what I was doing last night? I was sitting in the comfort of my own home right here, singing karaoke with 4 people from all over the world. And even if that doesn't sound that incredible, it's because we are taking this for granted. Technology is taking my voice and converting it into some sorts of types of wavelengths or something. I don't know how the internet works, dude, but it's sending it to somebody just from across the world while they're doing their own thing. That is incredible. And you know what I did after I sang karaoke? I sat down in this chair right here and I started working on a YouTube video that I will later publish online. And if I were a larger enough content creator, I would make money from publishing that video in the comfort of my own home. I would receive money for a hobby that I am capable of doing at 2 a.m. in the comfort of my own home. That is literally incredible. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad here, but what I am saying is that some people really need to stop and smell the roses. Life sucks sometimes, but I promise you things are never as bad as they seem. Things will get better, but I recommend that you don't sit around and wait for things to get better, because every second that you are alive on this earth, your time is running out. Every single one of us is running out of time, and do you want to spend your time complaining about the things that aren't going your way, or do you want to go out and live your life the way you want to? I currently work as a waiter, and before you say, I understand that there are way more physically demanding jobs, but I come home from work every day physically exhausted because I work my butt off there. Today I had a guy ask for a Coke, and I asked him if Pepsi was okay, and then he asked me if Monopoly money was okay. It sucks. I had to pretend like that was a good joke. All memes aside, I come home from work every day physically exhausted. I don't care about the rude customers or the stress of the workplace. I come home and I am physically exhausted. I have been doing this for 2 years and I'm tired of it already. There are people who literally do this for a living into their 30s and 40s to feed their family. And a lot of the times the reason they do this so late in their life is because they didn't take the time early on to invest in themselves. They sat around and they kept hoping things would get better without ever actually stepping in and taking charge of their own life. In this day and age, if you want something, you have the power to go get it. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be some kid from the middle of North Dakota who spent a majority of his childhood hating who he was, and you could still succeed. And for the record, I'm not trying to say that these people who are 30 or 40 who are working in a restaurant are unhappy with their lives. They could be completely content and happy with where they're at. Maybe they really do love the work. I don't know their life. However, I do know that that's not the life that I want to live. I want to entertain people. I want to inspire people. I want to sit down and play video games for hours and not have to worry about going back to a job that I hate. And for the record, I don't hate my job. I actually love my job. It's just not something that I see myself doing for 30 years down the line. But anyway, finally bringing myself to the point of the video, I'm going to share with you guys the one rule I've been trying to live my life by that has actually made things so much easier to deal with. The rule is simple. If you can do something about the situation, you can't complain about it, because that means that you can do something to fix it. If you can't do anything about the situation, you can't complain about it because it's out of your control. I know, pretty basic, but it's actually a lot harder to follow in practice because it's really easy to complain. People love to complain. I love to complain. It makes us feel like we are right. Like, look at this problem that we have that is completely screwing us over. This is not fair to me. But cool, dude. Life's not fair. What are you gonna do about it? The reason I say that this is something that Twitch streamers should specifically live by, though, is because Twitch is not setting out to do you any favors. Do you want to sit around and complain about e-girls stealing your viewers every day? Like, you're right, you can do that, but at the end of a year, when you've complained about e-girls that entire year, how much progress have you made? What have you changed? E-girls still exist, and they're still stealing your viewers. Oh, and for the record, e-girls are not stealing your viewers, and some people really just need to move on with their life and stop complaining about women existing. You can't do anything about it. The platform is open to everyone, so stop complaining. When you're first starting out, it's really easy to be envious of other creators. You'll see somebody with a larger view count than yourself, and you'll be thinking, I wish I had their view count. You'll see somebody get a massive host, and you'll think, if I got that massive host, that would have been my big break. But you didn't, so don't complain about it. You're wasting time complaining about it, but you could have their viewer count if you work for it. So instead of complaining that you don't have their viewer count, go and get it. There are a lot of streamers out there that I wish I had their viewer count. Furthermore, there are a lot of streamers out there that I just want to play with. I don't even need their viewer count. Do you know how cool it would be to be large enough to be able to queue up into a game with Dr. Disrespect? I want to be able to do that, so I'm going to go work for it. And before anyone says it, don't act like you would pass up the opportunity to play with the doc. And then lastly, something that really bothered me on the topic is the amount of energy that people put into hating lurk communities on Twitch. And I'm not about to defend lurk communities. I think that they are a ton of BS and you should not join them. For those that don't know, lurk communities are a specific group on Twitch where people will click onto each other's streams so they can boost their viewer count. They won't actually normally interact with the stream. It's just so that they get points so other people do the same thing for them. It's not really the best way to grow. It's the basic mentality that I'm doing something because I'm going to get something back that's just kind of malicious and not really good for the site. I think lurk communities are bad, and if you're new to the site, I suggest that you don't get involved with them. However, I'm not talking about this to sway anyone's opinion. I'm talking about this because it's so tiring seeing the amount of energy people put into hating on these communities. I have lost zero sleep over lurk communities, and I have lost zero sleep over follow for follow. I get it. Look out for your friends. Make sure that they don't fall into this trap. If somebody is falling into this trap, maybe have a talk with them and tell them what's wrong with it, but I don't think you understand how little I actually care about these groups. Regardless of what you do, people are always going to try to cheat the system. And you know what generally happens when people try to take shortcuts? They get screwed over. And I know this because I've done it. I made plenty of bad decisions when I was first starting out on the platform, and it's not because people didn't tell me not to do those things. It's because they told me, and I did it anyway, because people want to believe that there's a shortcut to success, and there's just not. And for the record, I don't feel bad about those things that I did, because I did them when I was 16. I was an idiot. I was new to the platform. And one of the #1 ways to learn is from making mistakes. So let these people make their mistakes and figure it out for themselves. There's no shortcut for growth. It takes work, actual work. You can't buy your way to the top, and you can't fake your way to the top. You just got to get up, put on your big boy pants, and just do it.
We went into like this automotive shop and we're like, hey, can we get that alternator for free? And the guy's like, no, why would I do that? And we're like, we really need it. Like, if you don't want to help me, it's okay. And he's like, I don't want to help you. Get out of my shop. And I'm like, all right.